All right, everybody, it's another episode of Demon Gate Sundered Sands. I believe this is episode 7, unless my math is wrong.
Yep.
Again, joining us as always for this series is going to be Rogue as Aragryn, Aki as Azrig, and Demi as Soth, the usual players. If you're enjoying this series and want to see other series like it, or review kind of character creation, tutorials, the occasional drunk talk, discussions of RPGs, things like that, please go ahead and hit the bell, like and subscribe to Blades and Blasters? Yeah, fair enough. Blades and Blasters on YouTube. You can also go to our fan Discord. It's included, I believe, in most, if not all, the video links. And if you enjoy these particular episodes for Demon Gate, you can also find Demon Gate on Drive-Thru RPG. And then, of course, Rogue is the creator of Demon Gate, so cool guy, great system. All right, enough promotion. Let's get into it. And Arkham Syndicate, there you go, right there. All right, I'm going to go ahead and show a handout. Everybody see that?
Yep.
All right. Our trio survives the poison of the scorpions, only to debate and confront a greater potential enemy, themselves. Aragryn finds himself playing host to a spirit. Good or bad, time will only tell. The others debate on what must be done, but ultimately decide to return to town. They meet a group of friendly poachers on the way back, sharing a relaxed night among an oasis before returning and collecting their contract for the bandits. 2 weeks have passed in relative peace. The debt to the town has been paid for their crimes, and life has proceeded with simplicity. For now. Alright, so what I think we will start with is going to be conversation between Soth and Ragnar, who was the individual that was hired to follow them in the sands here. So we'll start with that. We have rolled for several things that will all come up over the course of the game here, but I'm going to go ahead and bring us over to that portion. Everybody have sight for that room?
Yep.
All right, perfect. So, you go through the same procedures as last time to meet this individual in the basement of the Bright Blade. You're led down the stairs, and after a certain point, Alwyn no longer follows you. You proceed down the staircase, I'm assuming?
Yep.
So you walk into the room, you do see he is there in his usual chair. He has a pipe in his mouth. There is a light haze to the room of smoke. It is, again, cold in the area, almost freezing, but you are a bit hardier than most, so you're able to wear it. You can make a perception check right away. Everything seems as normal. You're just maybe a bit surprised you didn't take him for someone who indulged in a pipe, but he is sitting there and looks at you, regarding you. Back for more.
I just wanted to pay a friend a visit, huh? Did you make out like a bandit?
He pulls the pipe out of his mouth.
I did not know we were friends, but yes, I did.
He has a smile that is missing teeth.
That is good to hear. So why are you here, Bone Man? I was just wondering, how is it that you get work hunting monsters, huh?
He leans back a bit and looks at you.
There are monsters that exist out in the world, right? That is right. Not everyone can kill monsters. Is this also right? If they are lucky enough, maybe, but usually no.
He just kind of shrugs.
Then you know how I find work. I can kill them. I get paid. Simple. Supply and demand. How did you get the reputation for being the monster hunter?
He leans back and pipe flares up.
Getting the job done? I don't know. I get paid. They can talk about me if they want. People come to visit. Either talk to Alwyn or talk to me. It makes little difference. I only ask cause me and my friends are looking for work. We're in between jobs.
Pipe flares up a bit more now, and he leans forward.
Oh. You fancy yourselves monster hunters? Not yet, but the lizard friend punched two of them to death. It was very impressive. I saw.
He leans back.
What of it? You kill a few scorpions and you think you can kill things in the dunes? No, not really, but you are an expert, yes? Maybe with your tutelage or cooperation, do you work alone always, or? Always. That is unfortunate. It would be nice to have you part of the group. If I work with company, I have to split the profits. And second, I have to worry about others trying to kill me to take the money. Not interested. Hey, but if you work with others, you can carry more back. Every trip is more rewarding. I take jobs for quality, not quantity. Why not both? Because one means I have to work with people like you. Do you not like me? I thought we were friends. You are an employer. I am a bounty hunter. We should keep it simple. I don't have friends. That is unfortunate. For you, maybe. Nonetheless, I will consider you a friend in my heart. That warms my old bones.
He smiles and takes a drag from his pipe.
So you came here just to ask me that? I just wanted to chat with you. You know, make sure you did not get screwed. Maybe the gear not so good did not sell. It's sold. I have contracts with the merchants. That is good. I am man of word. I check on you. Make sure, yeah? No other payment needed. Everything was covered. That is good to hear. I will leave you alone, but if you have change of heart, wish to work with me, or teach me, or anything really, go on a big hunt, please, let me know.
His eyes scrunch up for a moment.
Wait a moment.
He kind of clambers his way over. You see him start rummaging around through a box. Just looking over something. He pulls out a paper and blows on.
There are many jobs.
I only take the ones that are worth the most. Ones that challenge me. But I do hold for others that, if I get around to it, I do. If you are serious, I could try to get you some work, but I would take a percentage, a share, and the work might get you killed. Are you sure you still want to work with me?
This could be the start of a beautiful partnership, huh?
Depends on if you're worth it.
And my skills will prove themselves in time.
We'll see. And he unfurls the paper, hands it to you, and starts to talk about it. This was a contract passed to me, a young noble in the city. It's not much, 15 gold pieces and whatever you recover from the horde. There's a creature called a Wallachite out in the dunes. I have a vague idea where it is. You'll have to hunt for it.
Is it easy to track for someone who is not versed in that?
Wallachite. They're like big lizard creatures. They tend to stay around oases. They live in caves most of the day. They come out to sun for a while, hunt. They are... he tries to think. About the length of this room. Big creature. Not very smart, but fights hard like a demon when cornered.
Any poisons or anything I should know about?
No, not on this one, I don't think. There are different breeds. There's one that has paralyzing venom. I've never seen it. Those ones are dark dwellers. Stay deep into caves.
Okay, well, you give me the coordinates and I'll talk with the boys.
He shows a spot on the map. Looks like it's kind of to the southwest of Doom Dome. He kind of circles it out. We'll say that you have a map for convenience sake. That was where the boy said that his father was killed, trying to travel west through the desert. Small caravan, going to visit some family out in Balthazar, I guess. Don't know, don't care. We're wiped out, paying for it.
Well, okay, I will investigate, and I will let you know when the beasts are slain.
The beast and its nest. He wants the family killed as well.
You think, is this like mating season? Are they gonna be young ones, or...?
Never watched the Wallachite fuck. Don't really know.
I will look at library.
Do what you want. Remember, I take a percentage.
Of course, you're the handler.
As long as you're comfortable with it. 25% of anything I give you.
Are you not trying to screw me with price?
You come to me for work, young blood. I dictate the terms. If you don't want the job, don't take it. I wasn't going to do it anyway.
Are we open to renegotiation the longer we work together? You know, I do a couple contracts, come back, maybe we talk prices again.
He just kind of looks at you.
I will take that as a solid maybe. I will do this one, 25% cut. And then maybe next time 24, who knows?
Is that everything, Bone Man?
I hope you have a pleasant rest of the evening.
Sure. He leans back and uncorks a bottle of something.
You like it a drink? If I find something fancy, I'll bring it back one day. And for now, goodbye.
He drinks, nods, and goes back to his pipe. We can make a handout now, I think, to start keeping tracks of jobs, or potential jobs.
Wallachite, Big Lizard, Oasis Cave. Breed? Question mark?
I will make this editable by players. Potential contracts and quests, so it should be up. I'm actually going to make a new handouts list as well. All right, there we go. Okay. All right, so now we'll do anything else then before we move on?
Nope.
We will now do Azrig's part. So Azrig, go ahead and tell me what you would like to do.
So there was a couple of things. He wanted, although I suppose he probably would have already when he got his pay and stuff, for, you know, revealing the guy behind the Dune guys, or whatever their names were. He would have given the Tanto to him at that time as thanks, you know, for helping, you know, with the whole buying a home thing and all that. But he would have set up a meeting with Al-Hassad Sadur, the guy who saved him from the mines, to present him with a weapon.
All right, and how are you going about that? Are you requesting one through the main government?
Yeah, he would have asked
the palace.
Yeah, he would have asked Falal Ahmed about you know, how to get that set up.
Yeah, that's easy enough. So, all right.
And it's not like he was gonna like do it as like, oh yeah, surprise, here's a deck. You know, he would have been like, I want to present him with a knife similar, right, as thanks. So.
All right, so that's easy enough. The current date has been updated. I'm showing the month of Faedin, 28th day, I believe, if that's accurate. So yes, looks to be 2 weeks have passed, 10 days, but yeah. So, all right, so yeah, it's easy enough. It's actually scheduled to take place at your home during the 2 weeks. So you may be in the process of renovations when this is going on.
Yeah. In fact, if Azrig found out, I'm gonna throw another gold into the repairs. He would have like had them hurry along some stuff.
I'm gonna go ahead and give everybody a sign. Everybody see that?
Yep.
All right, perfect. So you are going through the repairs, Azrig. Are you asking anyone from your group to help you at all, or is it just...
He actually hired a worker for, in particular. I mean, the woodwork is easy enough with a bit of help, but he hired a laborer, probably a couple of different ones here and there. You know, a guy for the clay and then a guy for the woodwork, right? For different days to actually help out getting that stuff set up.
So we'll say there's one of the laborers in there, whatever one you want to be. If you want, just let me know. But do it say there's a laborer in there working with you. Over the course of it's just a normal day going forward, and then you do hear a knock on the door. at one point.
Yeah, by this point as well, like one of the first things Azrig did was get the door fixed up and repaired, and had a small sign put out front, which was the sapphire scale weaponsmithy. So.
Oh, very good. Sounds like we need to add a places handout.
Yay.
Getting it all hooked up.
Oh yeah. Azric's going places.
Preneur. I could probably stop by his place.
Nice.
Unless you...
Oh no, yeah, go for it.
No, we can have that. We'll say that he came earlier. He's dropping in uninvited. But yeah, so we've got Aragryn, a labor, and Azrig. Now there's a knock on the door. Azrig the Blue, I believe you wanted to see me.
Ah, yes. Very good. And he kind of gives him a pretty curt bow. It is good to see you.
I'm assuming you let him in and do that.
Yeah, Azrig opens the door and escorts him in. The place is still very much looks and is under construction, getting things fixed. But it's very clear, like a lot of the very important things, like ceiling beams and stuff like that, were all prioritized in the repairs. So it's definitely structurally sound, but a lot of the woodwork is still being fixed and such. And Azrig kind of leads him in, sits him down on an actual, offers him a seat on a bench that isn't, ready to fall apart for once.
He will take a seat on it, tests it a bit to make sure, because he's looking around, and you see a look of... He smiles, but there seems to be a concern on his face as he's looking around the building. Sits down. So, my friend, what did you want to meet with me about?
Yes. I wish to thank you for saving us again. Properly this time.
Oh, well, it is of no concern, as I said. Doing what must be done in these difficult times.
Yes, but regardless, there are customs. My memory is coming back, yes, but slowly. But this is something I must do.
And Azrig gives him another short bow and has him wait, and kind of heads around the corner and then back out again with a sheath wrapped in a blade wrapped in a decent enough cloth. It's nothing special, but he then shows him the sheath, which is marked with the same symbol that's on the sign outdoors, which is what looks to be an almost reptilian scale with a dagger over it. And he very kindly and properly offers him the blade in sheath.
This is one of my first works. I hope the quality suffices.
And he looks at it and takes it and draws it. Oh my. This is very interesting work, Azrig. You have my thanks. This is unexpected surprise. And he looks it over. You made this yourself?
Yes. I am quite glad to have a forge working again.
What is the nature of its design? I have not seen one like this in Vasuntenal.
Indeed. I have searched, but they are not around. It is of Mianwu, yes? My home. Well, what used to be.
Ah, yes. The Far East. He looks it over, draws it, and looks over the blade. And
the same symbol is on the sheath, is etched in near the base of the blade, and there's actually a maker's mark of Azrig's name, but it's all in Raikanu. So the kanji look to it. And
you see a genuine smile comes on his face, and he sheaths it. And He tucks it into his belt. I wear it always, Azric. You have my thanks. He will extend a hand to you.
Azric gently offers his.
I am pleased that you decided to become a part of this city. I must admit, I have been trying to keep tabs on those that are rescued from the mines. Trying to see that a mistake was not made by bringing them in. There were some concerns. A few of those who were laborers in the camp, well, they were tried for crimes not within a week of when they came back. He shakes his head. But here, he gestures around, I know it's not a great first look of our city, having been provided a place like this. I know the Falal did what he could, but you had quite a task ahead of you to fix this, but it looks like it is taking shape.
Indeed. There is much work to be done, but it is far more than I could have dreamed when I was still entrapped there with the morphine.
I look forward to your continued contributions to this wonderful city, and hope that it treats you with the respect and the kindness that you and yours deserve.
My thanks to you again, yes, for this opportunity.
He bows, and he sees Aragryn in the back. Ah, that is the man De Leos. How fair is your fortunes in these times, my friend?
Aragryn smiles and nods his head to him. Very good, my friend. It's good to see you again as well.
Have you yourself become a citizen of the fine city, or are you still staying at the Blade?
I am still at the Blade. I wanted to come by and see. Must be honest, I thought it was a joke at first, when he said he was going to buy the place and fix it up, It was in terrible condition.
Yes.
It seems to be coming along quite nicely now. And now you're making weapons and everything, and I must say I'm a little bit jealous. This is great work, and I am happy to be a part of it and help you out, my friend.
It is fine to have you, yes. All of the help is appreciated here.
Sam nods, and yes, it is always a wonderful sight to see someone pull themselves up by their bootstraps, as they say. I myself had a very similar journey in this place. It is nice to see others succeeding in such a fashion.
Truly. I'm surprised.
Oh, you should not be. Would you believe that my father was a beggar on this very street down the road?
My, that is unexpected, yes.
War has a way of elevating men. I was very good at it. Still am to an extent, and here I am.
Well, perhaps people find their place, yes? The place they were meant to be, regardless of where they begin, yes?
An enlightening statement, to be sure. Nods. So, Azric, you have found a good bit of employment in the city, a trade. What about you, De Leos? Have you found some work here?
Actually, I came to talk to my friend about this as well. And now that you are here, perhaps I would like to talk to you about it, maybe. And he leans up against the wall, kind of pondering on where to start, and chin in hand. We recently took care of some bandits just outside of the city. And we made quite a bit of coin, actually. It helped out in taking care of what needed to be done here. And he waves his hands around to like show the work that's been done so far, and he says, perhaps we would continue this type of work, maybe bandit hunting or mercenary work, if you will. If there was any type of news that maybe you come across and do not wish to take care of yourself, maybe you could pass a job on to us. We don't have a name yet or anything, I mean.
Yes, we have a strange banner, though.
Yes.
I see. He scratches his chin. Unfortunately, the Pasha does not like to put out his work to mercenaries. He prefers to leave it to the army for most of his duties when it comes to these things. But sellswording, mercenary work is a valid profession. Some frown upon it. There are certain mercenaries I frown upon, but I know your character. While I cannot give you jobs directly, I will say that if you were to take up residence in the city or establish any sort of official company, I would do what I could from my perspective not to put you under undue scrutiny. I will tell you that mercenary bands, though, they can be looked upon with disfavor in Doomdo. There was an event some time ago that some people have not forgotten.
He sits down at that and nods, like enlightened by it at the moment. Didn't really think of it before. He's yes. I see.
But I will tell you, Aragryn, the city is always looking for capable guardsmen. I know you may wish to pursue this avenue as it is better paid, probably, if I must be honest. But it is a fair wage, a living wage. And while the city has its troubles, as you can see, there is no stronger brotherhood.
Yes.
We did meet the guard captain, yes, the Aragryn, what was his name, yes?
For this district?
Yes, it started with an F, I believe.
Fahir.
Yes,
Fahir. I am familiar with the man.
He was quite kind.
That is not what I have heard, but I have heard he is fair.
Perhaps. Yes.
Yes, well, as I said, it is something to consider. Again, I am under no illusion, and I will not lie to you. Mercenary work is likely far more profitable, but it is all risk assumed upon yourself. There is no one to lean upon but whatever your shield brothers are. I do not doubt that you, the two of you, and the other that was among you, if you still associate with him, the Wendigo. I do not doubt that the three of you are capable and would lean on one another, but I would caution you that sellswording, or profitable, is a trade where few friends are kept for long, for many different reasons.
Azric is nodding pretty deeply at that, very much taking it in, considering it.
He looks around. Well, this is a treasured gift. Again, Azric, I will hold it always. Perhaps in my direst moment it will save me. But nonetheless, it is of great value to me for many reasons, and I thank you again for it.
And I thank you as well for carrying it. It means a great deal myself. I did have a question, if it would be so appropriate, yes?
Of course, I am here at your behest.
Might you know of a healer in the city, yes? That may be willing to teach me. Magic.
Oh, there are many healers. Some heal through medicine, practical means, study, alchemy, things like that. But you sound like you're looking for the more mystical.
Yes.
I believe you want to go to the mosque for that. The priests there are familiar with age-old white magic, as it is referred to, rejuvenation. They can teach. Their lessons are not cheap, I will warn you. But if you have the coin, they can teach you the trade better than anyone.
This would be good. Yes. I have, well, as with the slaves, yes? Many situations where healing would be useful. For battle or otherwise.
Of course. He scratches his chin. I would speak with them at the mosque. I know that they train, and there are some that are wayfarers from time to time. There are others who are willing to travel with you, but they are men of the church. They have their set of morals. So, well, again, I do not doubt your character. They may be in opposition to certain facets of mercenary work.
This makes sense, yes. Thank you again, Falal. I almost said Falal. Damn it, I gotta remember the name. I had it up until now. Al-Hassad Sundered, yes. It has been a pleasure.
He bows, and you see him that this will be a very busy task, so I will leave you to it. May we meet again.
Yes, indeed.
Ezra gives him a very deep, proper Mianwu-style bow.
And he turns to leave and on his way out. And, oh, and may Pasha guide you both. Exits.
Aragryn nods over to Azrig and says, he was right. I didn't really think of it too much until now, but perhaps I should not be telling everybody about this, that we are planning on killing people for money, you know?
Perhaps, yes. Many may view it as bad, I suppose. As long as we kill the proper ones, yes? Those that deserve it.
Yes, of course, and then that's what I was thinking, but, you know, to hear it come out of my mouth at the same time, I'm thinking, this sounds terrible.
Perhaps bounty hunters are better, yes? They have cause.
Yes, where is Sothat? Have you seen him?
Ezra kind of shakes his head. I have been busy.
Oh, yes. Been thinking of different names, you know, for our group.
He tilts his head at first.
Yes.
Old guard. And he kind of like does his hands like claws or something to make it sound, emphasize it, make it sound more scary. The Widow's Vanguard. Moondawn. Red blades. Blood on the blades.
I suppose.
He looks very, very unsure of any of this.
And then he starts to look around and he notices Azrig's like very busy and with his servants here, and he's like, never mind, I just came by to see how you were doing, you know, and I know you are very busy.
Yes. The repairs take time. But they are underway. Materials are the problem, yes? I need more coin. It will take time.
How much coin do you need?
He kind of taps his chin again with his claw.
15 weeks worth, yes? Or less. Maybe 13.
Perhaps I should stay here and help you. Maybe we can talk about the money, you know?
I suppose we could, yes. Perhaps we can find another job.
Yes. Should I go look for another job?
That would not be bad.
Or would, perhaps I shall do that. Yes, I could head to the marketplace. Unless you need me here helping you.
It is all right.
But
I have already paid for the assistance.
I will head to the marketplace then. Maybe look for Soth, see if he's found anything. Stop by the tavern.
Very good.
Indeed.
Ezra will give him a nod and head back in, and the clanging of the metal from the forge. In the actual forge room, there are actually a number of blades. Basically, the best two would have been the one he took to Falal Ahmed and then gave to Al-Hassad. But you definitely would have seen the much more, not really ornate, much more as very, very finely crafted Zujite dagger that he keeps on his hip now.
Yeah, and Falal Ahmed, of course, goes without saying, was also honored by receiving the gift. Happy with that, and he also keeps it on his belt loop that you saw. Yeah, so Aragryn, as you're leaving, the worker in the back, how did you live in these conditions? So he just starts yelling at Azric about the condition of his house. But you do exit the building at that point. You said you're going to speak with Soth? Or go look at the marketplace as well?
I'll go to the tavern first to look for Soth, perhaps.
Is Soth out and about in the tavern time of day? This would have been... I mean, we can say this is like the second week before we get to the current point. This is all kind of taking place within 2 weeks. So we can say at some point, unless Soth is no longer living at the tavern.
Is it free rent?
It is not free rent, no.
Yeah, paying for 2 rooms still?
I think that would have ran out by now. It's been 2 weeks, so you'd be paying for your own rent.
Yeah. It's time to pay up.
I don't know, man. Probably researching his fucking wallet kite somewhere. Anywhere I can get info on it.
All right. There's a library. Library access is dependent on gold, I believe. Let me see.
I think it is like a gold per hour or something like
Something
that.
like that. I think it's under
Yeah,
spell stuff.
it is. It is not cheap. So we can determine how much time you spend there. Let me find magic.
No, I would not. I would talk to one of my rat boys and tell him to steal me a book on local fauna.
Oh, okay. You're gonna hire some rat men to steal some shit. All right, they're willing to do it. Okay. So let's see. So you want a book on what? Animal taxonomy, or what are you trying to figure? What are you describing to them?
Yeah, local fauna and tracking are the 2 big things, you know? Just like, I don't know. There's probably like a bestiary type thing in this world, right? We have books on animals.
Sure. Let's
Dangerous
see.
Beasts of the Deserts, Volume 2.
Creature lore.
Let's see how much they understand that fauna part. No, let's see. So you're trying to hire this? Yeah. Well,
You know what? To reiterate, that they probably only charge for like if you're studying spells. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, that's a fair point. Yeah, they probably charge you for time with spells.
Yeah, that's where it's listed as to purchase research time for spells in the library. It's a gold talent per hour. Yeah.
Okay. Where is it?
Page
It's on-
273.
I see it.
Yeah, it's top.
So if you're not researching magic, then I would say that you can access the library. Because not even all people can't even read. If you want to hire them to steal something, you can.
I could imagine 2 ratmen trying to rob the library. just off of virtue of that. I mean, the mages that would try and hunt them down. Oh, Christ, could you imagine?
Let's go study animals and survival and tracking.
Roll research. If you have it. If not, intelligence. It's pretty good. All right. So I'll give you some information here on the Wallachite. So I believe... Let me give you all diaries or handouts here.
Only 7 episodes in.
Hell yeah. So Demi, I've given you yours. No, again, I'll pass these as we're going along. But just to go through the Wallachite information. So Wallachite, they are typically between 14 to 20 feet long, large terrestrial lizards. They have been observed in caves, either deep within caves or living on the mouth of caves, kind of in shaded and open areas. They can properly sun in the desert. They don't tend to travel very far from nests. Occasionally they do dig up their own nests and create subterranean little functional homes in more solid parts of the desert. They're fairly aggressive when it comes to territory. They are definitely carnivores. They do hunt and kill even each other. Their family units are very restrictive. Mating can be an aggressive practice. They even kill each other during that time, so sometimes you can notice where territorial lines begin and end with carcasses. If they haven't been picked clean, or bones. There is an illustration of what the bones look like, rather jagged, large rib cages, very distinct head. They are very fast. They have quick strides, long gaits, and they are generally not poisonous or any sort, but certain breeds have been reported to have a paralytic, and even more rare breeds have a paralytic gaze on top of having a paralytic bite. So none are in venom, but some of them cause paralysis. Apparently, not common among species. There's a subspecies that has been named for that. Again, they are typically small family units, and each one of them reproduces. They protect their own young. When their young hit a certain age, they are forced from the nest to go on their own. And if you're looking for anything more specific than that, you would be able to understand well enough from the book that I could tell you if you have other questions about it.
Tracks, what kind of feet they got. Do you ever get pictured? Do we have drawn?
So they have rather flat feet with claws that do not, they're extended at all times. The track is fairly distinct. There's not really much webbing between the toes. They do each have digits, and then there's kind of an extended back heel. But the tracks are distinct enough where you could get an illustration of it from the book.
And the last thing, they're, what I would use to bait them out, like what kind of food or scent, anything on?
So one of the big draws is during mating season, which is typically going to be, I get those months for you. Sorry, one moment. So mating season has been observed, and this is relative, to between the months of Deadwood and Tauren. So it's about a 3-month mating cycle. And beyond that, it's sparing. Between Deadwood and Tauren is typically when the mating season is. I believe we're in Phaedon right now, so you're right in the prime mating season. They do try to hunt down the female scent to try to reproduce, procreate. There's also a lot more social interaction between the species at this point. So there will be some intermingled units, is what's been observed, where normally these males would find and kill each other. It's more competitive. They don't necessarily kill each other. For food, so it's more of a competitive thing where they will fight and cause damage to one another. But if one male surrenders and they show the various interaction there, then that male is typically allowed to live. It's been observed, and the winner claims the female So the female scent is one thing that is attracted to them. Also, meats. They generally hunt the sand scrapers, which are these small, well, not small, they're about the size of a large dog, type of creatures that tend to go around oases but can travel long distances, store water inside themselves, and are considered to be a prey animal in the Lazundanao area. But they do favor meat in general. That's just one thing that's been observed to draw them in to be observed by these researchers that are writing this material.
Yeah. And Soph would spend the rest of his day going down that rabbit hole. So, like, now he knows how to track a wally. Now he wants to know how to track a sand scraper or whatever a sand scraper gets baited by. Track that. So he just sort of changed it out.
All right.
It's library day.
Make a separate roll for the sand scraper to make sure, because it is a different research condition. See how much you. Yep, pretty much similar information. I can go through it all.
That's what I'm planning on doing.
Okay, yeah, you'd be familiar with a lot of their migratory patterns are between oases most of the time, so they tend to go around those. And they're, again, not oases have been discovered in Mazundanao because it's a big fucking desert, so it's not 100% certain what known oases there are that are marked. You can see that sand scrapers tend to go around those and bounce back and all right. Would you so you'd still be taking up residence at the inn, or what else would you be doing if not?
Let's see if I can call in a favor from the prostitute for a place to live for a bit.
All right. So how are you attempting to get in contact with her? Are you going to
Well, she gave us like the location of her boss. We'd probably go to him.
Okay. So you're going to Jamex?
Yep.
I'm going to say that you do bump into Aragryn at some point here while you're traveling, or if you're leaving the tavern as your rent's starting to run dry. So you would come into contact with him. We'll do a quick thing there.
Be after I hit the tavern, or way there.
This can be, we can say it's at the, for the sake of it.
The tavern?
Yep, at the tavern.
Nice. That's perfect. So Aragryn walks in, pulls his hood off, looks around the tavern, at all the patrons. Is there a lot there today?
A fair amount. You had seen Gulag in here every now and then. He's not in here today. He kind of took his money, and he had been carrying Golgus's hammer. Took that with him and took his cut, but other than that, you've seen him around, but he's been kind of to himself. But there's not many people. There's a fair bit of people in here today. It's around noon, so you'd think people might still be working.
He'll make his way up towards the bar there.
Ah, good day, Aragryn. How can I help you?
Are you? Have you seen my friend, the Wendigo?
Ah, the Bone Man. Aye, he's upstairs.
Oh, excellent. I know that my stay here has run out, and I was interested in possibly renting for more time, if that is possible.
Well, you still got 3 days, but aye, we can talk about renegotiating a longer stay. You've been paying well, not had any problems from you, so it shouldn't be an issue.
And I think it was it a poor room or was it moderate?
I believe you guys went poor, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, because it was like 2 silver for 10 days.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it was not in the best shape, but it's a room and it was cheap, so.
No, I mean it can roughly sleep 2 people each room, but I think I got 2 rooms because
You did, yeah.
I didn't want to sleep with Seth or something like that. So.
Yeah, I think you and Azrig slept in the same room until he got his house, and then Seth was actually asleep by himself.
Yeah, but it was only like...
If I
think
remember
one
correctly.
night, yeah.
It was one night, yeah.
But Azrig was like in the rafters, so...
Yep.
Literally.
Yes, I mean they were poor quality rooms, but yes. They were too big.
So, Aragryn will put a gold coin down and ask for another week for those 2 rooms if it's possible. Is it possible to do another week for those 2 rooms?
Looks at the gold and looks at you. Aye, if you're gonna pay that much, absolutely.
Smiles. Excellent. And a bottle of brandy, please.
I'm gonna say this covers that, and he snaps his fingers. Let it, go ahead and get a bowl of brandy for Aragryn over here, huh? And she nods, and the serving girls, and she goes into the cellar, reappears a bit later, and places it on the bar counter.
And he smiles at her and gives her a wink, and he'll put an extra tip down of another silver and be like, is there any other news? Any interesting characters coming in lately?
Alwyn is cleaning a cup, and he looks at Aragryn. Always interesting characters coming in here. Let me think on it. In one moment.
He'll say just to make small talk. Been for work lately, me and my friends, and making quite a bit of coin doing some mercenary work. If you hear anything, I might be looking for something,
Well, actually, now that you mention it, you were among the slaves that were rescued by the general, right?
Yes.
Well, I did receive a very interesting bounty that perhaps you're more familiar with than I would be. But it was somebody from the army that came by, one of the general's emissaries, I think. He wanted me to pass it along to you. Nearly forgot with all this hustle and bustle, but seeing you reminded me. He passes over a contract, and they said you'd recognize the one who they want you to go after.
Oh.
You'd be familiar with him. I figure it was a bit of retribution. They said that officially they wouldn't be taking any stance on sending you, but that you might like the information. Came down from the general himself, my understanding. You've got rare friends, lad. And when you look at the contract, you see a familiar etching. Do you need a reminder on who that is?
I remember. I don't remember his name, but I know who it is. Yeah.
What was his name?
Balzar.
Sorry. Aragryn will look at it for a moment. Enthralled that the general had mentioned it, and he smiles. Oh, thank you very much. And he'll roll it up, put it in his pack. Thank you very much. And grab the brandy. He says, I'll be down later for some dinner.
He'll be ready for you, lad.
It's to look towards the stairs. If Soth hasn't come down yet, he'll head up there.
Yeah, so you head up and go to Soth's room. Knock, I suppose.
Yeah, knock on the door. Dook, dook, dook.
Ah, yes, come in.
And he opens it up slowly, cautiously, and peeks in. Soth, you been hiding in here all day?
No, I've been out and about. You would not believe what I have learned.
Looks around the room for a minute and pushes the door open. May I come in?
Yeah. I mean, you're still paying for this, so until you stop, it's sort of free reign.
Yeah, so actually I paid for another week too. And you are free to stay here for another week if you like.
Are you sure? I was looking to, I found another place I could stay for a bit.
Oh yes. Oh well, you know, if you do, I guess I could always get the money back. You know, no problem.
Hey, but if you're offering, who am I to say no?
Of course. I was looking for work, and I found this. The bartender gave it to me. And he'll pull open the scroll and hand it to him.
He wants us to kill Azrig.
Oh, no, that's not Azrig.
You're
not recognized? Oh, yes, they all look the same, right?
He says about you and me at first, huh?
And he laughs for a minute.
I also found work. There's this lizard thing in the desert, in the oasis. It is called, God, where'd it go? A Wallachite. Huh? All we need to do is get the female Wallachite musk and we can kill it. And bring it back for 20 gold. Well, not bring it back, just proof of its death and its nest. Easy job, no poison this time.
Kill the dragon, huh?
A lizard. No wings.
Not a dragon.
No, Wallachite.
Malachite. Oh, that's big. That thing could snap us in half, right?
Probably not, Just send Azrig in there. Do you know how to shoot a bow? We need some range bandits.
Just for a minute. I do know how to shoot a bow.
Maybe you drop the sword, become the bow guy.
He's actually lying, of course. He doesn't really know how to shoot a bow.
Think about it. Chances of being snapped in half reduce significantly. Oh. Just perception.
Yeah, it's perception or detect lies. Oh!
Oh man.
I'm pretty good with a bow. Last time I shot the bow, I won quite a bit of gold, I think.
You won gold for shooting bow. How come I never see you carry one?
That was a long time ago.
But if you're so good to win gold for it, why not just in case, eh?
Oh, yeah, perhaps we should talk about something else.
No, but we need a bowman, and you are world champion bowman, apparently.
Zrig is making weapons now.
Oh, can he make bows?
I don't know. I don't know if he can make a bow, but
Ask him and get you one.
yeah, maybe he could make a bow, for us, or a knife
I
or
will
something.
tell him that you are champion bowsman, and then he will probably be happy to make you one.
It's true. Yes. But hopefully, he'll make a knife or something instead.
No, bow. We need bow. We don't need knives. But we do. Do you want to kill this thing? Seems easy.
A bow probably won't even pierce that thing's scales. I mean, look at that.
Probably the same as a sword, huh?
Does it talk about how tough the hide is?
Oh, but you are so good you could probably hit the eyes.
Yes, this is true.
Well, I used to judge you, maybe not so strong compared to Azrig, not so versatile compared to me, but if you can shoot bow, that changes everything, friend.
Well, maybe I'm not so good at the bow, okay?
Oh, don't be modest. You win gold for it.
No, sometimes.
Oh, sometimes more than once.
A competition one time. It was a long time ago back home when I was young,
Okay, I wish to see your skills, okay?
Yes, of course.
I'm sure the ladies love a man who can shoot a bow.
Yeah. So, what about this? Those are. And he looks at the scroll. How much does that?
There is no list of reward. It does not appear to be a bounty. It appears that this is just being passed on, this information of where is last seen. It does not appear to be official work. You think you can make a intelligence check if you want? You're not really sure why they would give this to you. There is it's not a contract. It is just information about the last known whereabouts. It appears to be more of an official type of parchment, but you're not really sure why they would give you this.
And there's no money in that. For this, I know I get 15 gold.
15 gold.
Yes.
Didn't you say 20 before?
No, I said 15.
I'm pretty sure you said 20.
No. Would I lie to you? You don't lie to me, I don't lie to you, right?
Ah. Yes.
Yes.
Maybe we should go talk to Azric about this.
Sure,
There
be happy.
could be potential money in it. Have you seen his place? He's fixing it up.
Good for him.
Making weapons and stuff now. What are you doing? You're just standing here researching? Come on, let's go.
Last time we went to his place, we got arrested. Just for being there.
Well, we are in good standing now. We have friends now. Look, the general is giving me notes.
He gave you a picture, A drawing. I mean, I think... I'm not sure if that's a good gift.
Moving up in the world, and besides we have to We have to talk about the name of this band we are going to make.
The band?
Yes, our band of brothers, the mercenaries.
I guess. Maybe we can meet somewhere near his home? I do not wish to enter. Too
Don't
risky,
want to go to his
huh?
house? Okay. Okay. Let's go. And, I'll go to his house and get him, and then we go and we meet you at the corner.
We can meet at the market, get some food.
Here we go. Do that.
Yeah, it's a date.
Yeah. A date?
Yeah, I'll meet you. We get some good soup or something. Huh?
Looks at him sideways and says, yeah. Okay. Let's go then.
Yes, let us go.
All right. So,
You weird
I-
motherfuckers.
I suppose that you guys. So I guess someone's going to the market and someone's going to let Azrig know you guys are going to meet up.
We're gonna
We got
walk
lunch date.
together. Yeah, we're gonna walk together for some reason.
We're on a date, yeah.
Sure, lunch date. All right.
He's gonna stay at the market, and then I'm gonna go to get Azrig and then bring him back to where we're all gonna
We're
be.
gonna hold a reservation and hold the table down.
Okay, seems good.
He doesn't want to go to Azrig's house.
Rock and roll. All right. So, eventually, after much conversation and walking around, you do all meet at the marketplace. Assuming Azrig is going to go, and right? He's
Yeah.
not just going to say, no, I'm going to work my place. Okay. So, you all meet at the market, and there are plenty of food stalls. You guys can spend how you wish for those food. There's many different... it's one of the many markets. There's a fair different level of availability for foods, high and low end. So you can purchase what you'd like, just deduct whatever from your cash. And then you do all come together at a resting area to open to the public.
Oh my god, I just noticed that the marketplace food does list shark or whale.
That's right.
God. Well, guess who's having whale?
Pricey.
I mean, it's just a silver. Actually, I really need that silver. But he hasn't eaten out in a while, and it's an event. It's a date. So
I love how careful we are with fake finances.
I know. It's great.
Homeowner simulator.
Exactly.
All right. So you all meet together and have your various foods and take it away from there.
Azrig, in the meanwhile, he's very much enjoying this rather large cut. Like, it fills his plate properly of what is apparently whale. Which, when he found out, was basically, imagine a shark, but bigger by like 100 times over. Had to have some. So he's munching away on that as he kind of looks back and forth between the two of you, waiting for you to talk.
Aragryn's got his mouth full at the moment and is chewing, and he's like, but he seems happy and content and leaned back with his jug of brandy on the table, and he's looking out over the marketplace and all the people walking by, and as if he remembers something, he starts to go into his backpack to produce the parchment. The image of a lizard man on it.
Yeah, Azric would probably instantly recognize it, actually, given, he actually recognizes Sharfie. Well, Molfine in this case. But,
This one, yes? Why do you have this?
The, tavern owner, he gave it to me. He said the general had stopped by and wanted me to have this and pass it along. Information. I believe it's on the whereabouts.
Yes, on there it does give a location where a moment here. It does give a general location of where Valzar had been operating.
Yeah, Azric would kind of reach for it if Aragryn hands it over and kind of look it over.
Yeah, you can roll intelligence as well whenever you look at it.
Yeah. Smart boy.
Okay, you are able to instantly recognize a official parchment. You think this may be military documentation, like information that maybe you're not supposed to be seeing.
Yeah, Azrig, quite visibly, which is hard to describe, but he looks surprised. He kind of actually stops eating for a moment, sets the meat down, brushes a bit of cloth from down by his waist across his face, and looks over the parchment very carefully.
This is quite good, yes? Although, strange. Very important. We should deal with this.
Alternatively, yes, we can go hunt the monster in the oasis, kill the merchant's son. You know how fond you are of fighting large creatures.
I suppose. But why?
We get 15 gold.
Yeah, Azrig tilts his head.
Aragryn looks around for a minute and stops smiling and looks over at Soth and then kind of under his breath towards Azric. I'm pretty sure he said 20 gold the first time, but
We get 15.
he's lying, right? He's always lying.
You can roll if he wants to see how good of a lie it is. He can roll to see.
Azrig is
Test
definitely paying
against it.
attention now. Now that Aragryn's like, oh, he's fucking conning us.
This is bullshit. I'm not even lying.
Oh, he has detect deceit.
Oh, he does.
Did you say 20 gold first?
I don't know if I did,
did.
but I know
You
that
did.
we get
I think-
15
I
after
think you-
payment.
Absolutely
I think he did. You're welcome to explain that if it's not a true decision, but
Yeah.
because I think you did say it initially that it was 20.
Like it's a general mistake.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, Aragryn, you can tell that it may have been a genuine mistake from Soth.
And it's not going to stop him from ribbing him about it. So.
Yeah,
Fair
actually,
He's a fucking
it does
liar.
mention it.
Azric kind of looks between the two.
We should do this first, yes? This comes from
He goes to speak.
our friend, yes? Our savior. This is important.
There's no money in it.
Azric kind of shakes his head.
No, it is better, yes? It has connections, value. Beyond gold.
Look, Ezra, you own no home, so maybe you don't care, but little Aragryn here has been paying for lodging. I'm sure the prices will rack up. We need gold. We can't just be doing things.
Yes, but this one.
He kind of points to the thing before he kind of rolls it up into a scroll once more.
This one is magic, yes? If we hunt this one will have magic things. And they will sell well. Very well. And if there are others, like the camp before, there will be much to take.
Then we need to get a cart and get another person to carry the cart unless you want to do it again.
I will carry the cart, yes.
What happened to that orc?
I do not know. I have not frequented the blade, yes? I'm too busy.
Did he not want to join us?
Asric shrugs. The cart was not good anyway.
Yes, but the body, a body is useful.
Perhaps. But less coin, yes? If
Well, apparently we're not doing anything for coin. You said that coin does not matter.
it does not. But this may yet pay. We do not know. But it has value beyond, yes.
Aragryn looks between them both and he nods, takes a sip of brandy. I agree with Asric. Perhaps we should do this. It seems very important then.
First we
I
need
mean-
to get you a bow. Hey Azric, did you know that Aragryn is champion bowsman? Archer, I do not know. Marksman?
Shifts uncomfortably. I was good when I was younger. It's not a big thing.
Tell him about the gold you receive.
Yes, I might have won gold one time when I was at a competition.
That's not what you said. You said you won gold several times.
It's a long time ago. I forgot.
You do not forget. It is like bike. Oh wait, bike's
Yeah,
not
Ezra's kind of looking between the two of them like, what the fuck is going on?
Perhaps this would be useful then, in the hunt, yes?
Yes, that's what I'm thinking. We need a range fighter, and he is good.
Well, perhaps we find this one, yes? And then we hunt your beast.
Aragryn nods too.
Whatever. I wanted to hunt the beast. I did all this research.
There's no reason not to do both, yes?
Hey, maybe they're near each other. Where does it say this man is?
Yeah, Ezric looks it over, compares it to his map.
They're not too close, really. So the area, so to get an idea, assuming Soth shows you kind of the map for where the beast is. That's sort of to the southwest-ish of Doomdo, a ways, about 4 days travel, actually. The other one is to the east of Doomdo. There's a very difficult part of the desert called the Shifting Sands. Seems a bit strange name with how often the sands shift in Doomdo, but there are apparently a lot of sand pits and bottom outs, and there is rumored to have been a city there once, and that's the reason. When the sands shift, it creates these natural divots that people can fall through and end up in these ruins, and it's a very treacherous area. That it was about 2.5 days away.
This one is closer, yes? Both will take time. But perhaps we do this, yes? Maybe these ruins have things.
You're all betting on a maybe, you know? I prefer solid information. Maybe there's magic items to sell. Maybe this guy won't kill us, because he is smarter than a beast.
What is this beast, anyway?
It is a Wallachite. It's a big lizard. Actually, we need to do this soon. It is prime time to hunt. Mid-mating season. We wait too long, the opportunity becomes a lot more difficult.
Yes, but this one. He may leave, yes? Also very short time. But the Wallachite, it stays, yes? It hunts its grounds, yes?
It is harder to find, apparently. Harder to pull out. We could set up a trap, make things easy.
And this must
How
be
many
done within
poor
days.
noblemen must die, you know? Remember those poachers that we met? What if they had been killed by the Wallachite?
Ezric
They were nice people die.
Perhaps, but this one... far more dangerous, yes? Perhaps has far more useful things. Spellbooks, yes? You wish to learn.
Do I? I think you wish to learn.
If you do not, you are a fool, yes?
I have my magics.
And all those out there that have their magics, yes? And they have more and better.
You say my magic is weak?
I am saying you do not know enough. And you can never know enough.
Well, our good friend here knows no magic. What do you think about that? Actually, he has the healing hands now. How's that been treating you?
Yeah.
Yes. I've heard no words from my friend here.
That is
You
good.
touch anyone else? You cure any other diseases or anything?
Nothing's actually happened lately, has it?
Not particular. You do hear whispers, and some of your dreams have been difficult. You do see a lot of your flame. Strange dreams. You've seen dark things, shadows. You're not truly sure. A lot of your dreams are vague. But the ones that have been clear have seen your old love, and it's a rather difficult dream.
He looks back at the bottle again and takes another sip. And he's like, no, there's been no word.
You don't get touchy with one of
Everything's
the
been fine.
ladies, and suddenly her hair grows, or she looks younger or something, huh?
I suppose if there is nothing, then that is good. Perhaps it is dormant, yes?
Yes. Well, if we cannot decide, perhaps Moldo, the god of luck, shall decide for us, huh? And he produces a gold coin.
My stance is on this one, yes?
Yeah, I guess, if you want to flip, that's fine, but I thought you were with Aragryn on it. You're kind of the deciding vote here, huh?
If it's up to me, and I am to be the tiebreaker, then I say we go after him. And he points to the lizard man. I say, but this doesn't mean that we shouldn't hunt a lizard as well. We still have time, right? The mating season. Still a month, perhaps?
If we are lucky, or if someone else doesn't get it first.
Very good, yes. That is plenty of time. And if it is strong, then it will survive.
This would be good for our name in the town.
Very good.
Let's go.
Yes, we should prepare
You're
to
going
hunt.
to finish your meal?
Andric, by this point, he's been eating as he talked, and by this point, there's a scant bit left, which he just scrapes off of the plate down into his gullet and swallows hard.
Yes.
Aragryn's gonna whisper a prayer to his god Moldo and flip the coin anyway, just secretly, just to see if what the coin says.
Spiritual influence. Roll a D2.
So one
One is heads, two is tails. We'll say
magic guy.
one is lizard man, two is lizard.
Too late
So the
now.
decision is made. You flip the coin for the sake of it. You don't hear anything from your god. You do see the coin land on its side a moment in your palm just for a second and then fall with tails facing up.
If the fates say go to the lizard, but he just closes his hand on it and says, it worries him a little bit, but he doesn't say anything.
So how's everyone preparing for this journey to the east?
Azrig would ask if either of them want a weapon made.
Make him a bow.
Before that. Yeah. Is there anything?
Aragryn nods rapidly, saying, the dagger that you made, what did you call it?
This one, yes. Scale cutter. It is a Zujite-style dagger, yes?
Zujite.
Correct.
Yes. This is common in this land, huh? I like it.
It is a good dagger, yes? A straight spine, but the curve to the blade, yes? Makes it good for stabbing or cutting.
Aragryn stops for a second as if he's like listening to something or he hears something, and seems to like lose his smile for a second, and then he nods. When we return, perhaps, maybe a dagger like that.
Very good.
It's beautiful work.
Thank you.
Yeah, so Azrig is, he's pretty much good to go. He's still got rations left, actually, because he had like 3 weeks worth, and he's only, so he's still probably got a good week's worth of rations almost. Well, actually, yeah, because he was making a normal wage, so that would include food probably. So yeah, so he's fine on rations really. So he's not really worried about much. He's got his water skins. But he packs it up, gets ready to go. He's got a fucking arsenal of knives on him.
All right. And then Aragryn, any preparations being made on your end?
I will pick up a week's of traveler's rations and a fire starter thing. The what's it called? Damn it!
Flint and steel, or?
I think it's Flint's tinderbox. That's what it is.
There you go. Pay the cost, and you may add it.
Oh yeah, Azrig would have written down the info about this guy's locale and stuff, and the actual thing, the seemingly military document, he would put in a small lockbox in his home, so that's like out of the way.
Ready for your diary for the location details? So before that, real quick, roll me, because it's a bit vague and you're pulling together things from pieced together kind of conversations, or you've not done any real study of this detail. So roll me, I guess, perceptions. This would be based off of, what you've heard around and people talking about things while maybe you or Aragryn were listening about opportunities. So roll perception. Cool. Or listen if you have it.
I don't think I've listened.
You're a bit hazy on it. You do know that there was formerly a city to the east. It was many, many years ago, name lost to history. But it was much like this one, a coastal village, and some terrible fate befell it. There have been numerous rumors. Maybe it was plague that was brought by men from the north. Destructive, terrible monsters that live in the desert that have roamed the further edges that may one day return, many people fear. Raided and destroyed, pillaged by another faction in the desert. or may have just been completely abandoned for reasons unknown. There's a lot of uncertainty around it. But of course, with uncertainty, positive rumors come as well. There are some that say it's full of treasure laden with gold, that there are traps all abound, that any number of different beings or creatures take up residence here, both mythical and mortal. It's all a big haze. What is known and what is clear, the city is known to be there. The sands shift around it, giving it the impression that this city moves, but it's rather the sands that move around it, from what the more intellectual people say. And it has made the area rather dangerous, because one day you may sleep on a dune that appears safe. The next day you may wake up in a cellar from a city that's long since passed, surrounded by gods and what. So that's what you're able to glean from that.
Cool.
Nice.
All right. And Soth, what preparations do you make for? If any. I mean, it's...
Well, we need to secure a cart. No, we don't need a cart for this one, probably. Let's bring him back
That
heads.
might actually be worth... well, if he has a bunch of shit, and if we do actually stumble upon treasure, I mean, it might be useful.
Keep in mind, this is not an official contract. This is just information that you have, so you're doing this through your own accord.
Yeah, so anything
I
we
fucking
can
know, right?
find... yeah.
So
Anything we find is definitely stuff we need to bring back if we want to make money off of this. So a cart would be super valuable.
I bought a nice leather backpack, and quite a few tools for like cooking, bandages, flint and steel, some pottery.
Very good.
Whetstone.
A survivalist.
There's a basket if you want a really cheap backpack. You can get that wicker basket for 2 gold.
Yeah, Aragryn just
basket
has
and
a
a straw
satchel.
hat.
I mean, Azric just has a satchel, so...
Nah,
If we do end up carrying some coin.
Go along for a ride, bring some food and stuff.
Yeah, Azric at the very least has a bunch of rations yet, so... but he's still pretty basic in that regard. Like, pretty much all of his money was shoved into, fixing up the shop and getting a lot of things done in that regard.
Oh. About a camel. You guys interested in maybe getting a camel?
That would be useful. Although tricky.
Oh man, camel art.
Yeah, Azric would be fine with... I mean, he wouldn't consider it his camel, but he would definitely support the idea of getting a camel to help pull the cart and shit. If we get a cart.
That'd be the rest of my gold.
Oh.
And I'd have to negotiate a good price. Nah. Let's do it. On foot, we're footing it.
Yeah, once he has his house set up, he's definitely buying a hunting dog, so...
4.
Well, actually, I was thinking of getting a hunting cat, but, I mean, we'll see what happens. Because apparently those
Okay.
They're fucking badass, dude. It's like, literally, like a fucking hunting tiger. It's, like, great.
All right. Yeah. So if everyone's ready, you guys can set out. What time of day and what day are you leaving?
Oh, that's tricky. Azra could be probably actually prefer going morning. Yeah, actually.
Okay.
He doesn't mind the heat too much because it keeps him warm, but...
All right. So everybody rests up for the night, departs in the morning, unless there are any objections. We will say it is fair start into the 28th day, so this is right at the end of 2 weeks. Everything that we've done tonight has transpired over those 2 weeks, we'll say. Whatever days that, if there's specific days, we can nail it down later. But so it is fair start in the 28th day. You will get there on the 30th day, around midday roughly. But let's go ahead and let's see if anything happens on the way. Let me go ahead and make some adjustments here.
A swarm of scorpions arrives.
Oh, I can do that to you.
Azra could fucking kill the shit out of him this time. Yeah, or more of them at the very least. Has to up his current record of 3 giant scorpions in a row.
Optimistic.
Hey, he's got a fancy dagger now. I also realized I hadn't been applying my my fucking bonus from his Mudai weapon, having his special weapon. So it's also very good.
Extra +1.
Yeah, the extra to hit is huge.
Alright, so we're gonna see what happens. Does anyone want to roll a D100 for me?
Do it. Who's doing it?
You guys can do an elected official if you want to blame. Alright, 14.
14 scorpions.
You think I'd really make you
Could
roll
you
a
imagine?
D100 for scorpions? Do you think I'm that
14
fucking
scorpions.
cruel?
100 scorpions. That would be a painful 100, wouldn't it?
Am I a joke to you? Alright, oh, this is an interesting one. Alright. So, everybody can see this, right? Or have I not moved you over?
Oh, you can.
Boom.
Hey,
There we go. Alright. So everybody can see?
The desert.
The desert. So you are proceeding through the desert. It's probably halfway through the first real day of travel here. And as you move forward, everybody can make perception checks as you're coming over a dune.
Cool. That's a 7. Yeah, up his perception.
Soothe 12.
Alright, so Azra, you find things a bit difficult to see as you run. Perhaps you're at the back when this happens. But Soth and Aragryn, you see in a divot or valley ahead, there is a few sections of smoke rising around, and you see figures all in the distance. Something appears to be off. There's not really any movement, but you see a couple of smoking carts out in the desert.
Does this seem familiar? Has Azric ever been in a desert and seen what looks like maybe a caravan in distress or some such, to where which he went over to help people and then was ambushed by a bunch of angry black lizards that wanted to kill him?
You may have heard of such things. With your perception roll, you can't really tell if it's because something like that. I mean, you guys look around, you don't see any immediate. You just see burning. If you get closer, you start to see there are quite a few bodies around and some burning wagons.
Yeah, not seeing any actual individuals or the markings of a Molfine's dug into the sand. Azric would definitely look into it.
So you guys get closer, and it is a grisly scene. People are ran through, torn asunder. There's blood everywhere. Some indeterminate battle took place here that it appears the caravan may have lost.
Oof. My. The cart's aflame, it seems.
Yeah, one is aflame, and then the other one is smoldering.
As in ruined, or?
Well, it looks like the fire has burned out on one of them.
It killed the creatures, the beasts of burden, I guess.
You actually don't see the beasts.
Azric is gonna basically toss sand atop the fire to put it out.
Yeah, so you're able to toss enough sand there to eventually put the fire out.
How's
Stops
the
burning.
condition of the carts between the two of them? Salvageable, or like would you be able to like kind of splice them together to get a working cart maybe? If they're not salvageable?
Are you familiar with
Not particularly,
carpentry?
but I'm smart.
You can roll intelligence flat.
Look for any survivors among the people and check their bodies, I guess.
Perception for that, Aragryn. Azrig, you're looking at the two carts. This one has a hole burned straight through it, the one that's smoldering. And this other one, you see that a lot of the wood has been heavily damaged, broken apart. Maybe there are certain pieces of this that could be salvaged for raw material, but you don't think that you think these are pretty much done unless you are willing to drag it all the way back to town to have a professional try to fix it. Yeah.
Realizing that they're not salvageable, I assume they've been picked clean. But Azric will then the body.
You can make a looting or a perception roll for that if you want to try to see if there's anything of value remaining. Aragryn, you look among the corpses. There's really no one you can see is still alive. Everybody appears to be quite dead. This couldn't have happened very long ago, I think, because some of the blood still looks fresh. It doesn't appear to be dry. There's some dried blood, maybe people who were slain at the onset of this battle, but there are some wounds that still appear fairly fresh, and there's not really any decay. These bodies still look to be in decent condition. They haven't been consumed by creatures in the wild or vultures, so this happened fairly recently.
Are there any tracks? Being aware.
This would be a different perception roll, so I'll give you another one. Azra, you're looking for loot, treasure.
Yeah.
Where's
he was checking the carts, and then he'd go to the
roll a d12.
A d12. This one? Oh, wait, that's an input thingy. Is it this one? The dice tip. There it is. Okay, d12. I'm faster to type it, to be honest. Okay. You do find 7 among all the corpses. Perhaps they were not looted, or perhaps this was all they had. What was it?
Ooh. 7 copper.
Oh, nice.
Aragryn, you do find some tracks, so it's maybe not what you expect. So looking at the bodies, because you rolled high enough for it, you can see these are conventional weapons. There's swords, spear marks, stab wounds. It looks like a battle. When you're looking for tracks, you don't see footprints. You see kind of lines in the sand, as if something was trying to make motion, kind of twirling away, or some kind of there's locomotion that took place, but it's not footprints. It's like a pattern in the sand, maybe similar to a snake.
He's gonna point that out to Soth and Azric. Look at this. The tracks leading away. It does not look like footprints. Perhaps reptilian?
Yeah.
I can roll creature lore.
You certainly may.
Oh my.
You can spend that time in the library.
Yeah. Could Adric do int or some such?
So you could do it, so there's a couple of different things this could be. Azra, you're not too sure. You definitely think it looks inhuman. You're not really sure what it could be related to. A little more details. So there's a couple different things this could be. You're vaguely familiar from spending time in the library looking at the book that you had looked at. Looking at the book that you looked at. This could be a lot of different things. There are intelligent snake cultures, lizard-like cultures that exist out here. maybe it could be a Molfine tail. There's that potential. There should be tracks, but again, the sand blows over, so you're not sure. Maybe that covered some traditional tracks. This could have been their tails when they went back underground. There's also a culture that you are passingly familiar with from your studies called the Slither, and they are much more snake-like reptilian. They're not quite reptilian like Azrig. They're rather snakish, that are known to be hostile when there's apparent intrusion upon their lands, but because they pretty much kill travelers, there's not been any real diplomatic attempt with them. They're treated as just a hostile entity in the sands, but they are known to be able to speak a language, and they do use weaponry. There's also unsubstantiated reports of the Tagi that are out here that have grown snake-like qualities, but again, that's just tavern talk almost. That's mentioned in passing in any academic book you read about creatures.
Slither or Molfine. Hard to tell which one.
They seem to have gone. Perhaps it does not matter, yes? We should continue.
Azrig kind of looks over the scene. How many bodies are there? Like, is there, like, they still have their stuff, or, like, weapons, or?
There's more than just the put out there, this is for effect. There's around 8, there's 10 when you count them in total, between the two cards, and then there's no pack animals, and most of, again, your loot roll counted towards seeing if there were any other items. Pretty much all of them have been stripped bare of any weaponry equipment you think. There appear to be... You would expect they'd have traveling gear. It's all gone. There's nothing. They have the clothes on their back, and that's it. And the coppers that you found.
Yeah, then Azrig would actually kind of pull all of them into a pile and kind of smash the one especially ruined card up. And then pile them up on top of that, basically, and attempt to like get it to go back alight again.
Roll pyre.
Yeah, you could do that, no problem, especially if Aragryn helps.
He doesn't have.
He has a tinderbox
himself. So.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that. I'll light it up with a tinderbox, and I'll actually say a prayer to the Moldo, the god of luck, and kiss a silver coin or a gold coin, and
spiritual influence.
bow my head.
Yeah, Azrig is more than anything. It's, a small, like, little, Sathama guide you, etc., etc. But he doesn't dedicate a whole bunch of time to it, but he definitely does kind of give his, like, little bit of blessing that the suns watch over them.
Yeah. The souls be safe in the afterlife. We cannot save these people. Hopefully there were none taken as slaves. Do these creatures, he looks over towards South, the slither ones, they take captives, perhaps?
Mostly they just kill people.
Well, there are many foul things in these sands, yes? We should continue. This is done.
And Andrew would proceed at that point without much else.
As the corpses burn behind you, you continue throughout your day unabated. No dangers befall you. The second day, you begin to move towards the area. About mid through that day, roughly, you are able to reach kind of a general area where the city and everything is supposed to be. Go ahead and make perception checks.
It's that moment where Azrig falls straight down. Whoop. Oh, no, that's not too bad.
All right. Just looking through as you're stepping along, there are a few very tense moments where you step and it gives way. Everyone has done well enough to not be injured by anything just yet. Aragryn, as you're proceeding through a portion of the desert, you do notice some tracks. They seem you've seen a lot of Molfine footprints given your previous experiments. They are quite clearly Molfine in nature. They look pretty fresh.
Over here. Morphine tracks.
This is not good then. Well, or I suppose it is. Perhaps it is close.
Yes. Maybe we can follow them. Sneak up.
Yes, this is a good idea.
You may follow the tracks. As you are following the tracks, initially when you come upon the end of them, there is nothing. You don't see any further tracks. It's a step and the trail disappears completely.
Asrig will actually go ahead and use astral senses. So that will allow him to sense any magical energy, spiritual energy, and even whether the energy is dark, light, or shadow. Up to his...
Ah! Alright then.
Drains 10 mana, which I have plenty of.
Well, in that case, let me bring you over. So no need for investigation, anything like that, to find this since you have that ability. You use your astral sight or your astral senses. And ahead of you, what was a large mound of sand begins to shimmer, disappear, and you see it for what it is. It's a large cave entrance that appears before you.
An illusion, yes? Hides a cave.
And Azra will kind of approach and kind of almost step along it to, like, hoping to break the illusion or what have you. But regardless, kind of takes the whole thing in, looks around. Boop.
Oh, Aragryn will watch Azric and is surprised.
But yeah, so you can see that this is definitely a cave entrance. So the other two of you, a big mound of sand. Since neither one of you have those senses.
See an entrance?
Yes, yes. It is here. We should go down.
Why don't you take point?
Fine.
Hey,
Oh yeah, I do also have...
what about Aragryn like looks over towards Soza. What about one of your friends? You know, maybe send one down there.
They do not last long. We do not know how long this cave goes.
Oh yeah. Do you know what they see? Do they talk to you when you're...
I can see what they see. Can they see in the dark, though?
I believe they both have dark sight.
I was just gonna say myself. I have infravision, so he's doing that as well, so he can see any heat and cold, etc.
Yeah, I believe the Varg and the both have it. It's since they're spiritual. I don't think they see things as normal.
Right, too, yeah.
So you proceed with Asrig in the lead?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fine with that.
Let Azric go.
He's got his scale cutter out at the ready, of course.
I'll pull out the dwarf sword.
All right.
And he's definitely going into this with infravision.
All right. So you all enter. For the two of you without astral senses, it looks like you're walking through a solid dune. But when you pass through, you see your hand pass through, and you just feel kind of coldish air coming from the other side, and it might be a bit confusing at first. But if you do enter, everything opens up. You do see it becomes a cave. And
I genuinely didn't expect it to actually be an illusion. I was like, oh, he does magic stuff, and it's like, if it's him, you never know. I was actually going to do it earlier, but I forgot.
Gray mages, man. It's the perfect. All right. Everybody have sight?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, how quick does mana recover? Because I know with battle chant I can recover it like almost instantly.
So it usually have to be resting to do so. I think it's like you roll if you're sleeping or doing like little no activity. It's like what is it, rogue? A
D20 per hour.
D20 per hour. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So, but it's like at rest. Definitely not with this situation.
Sounds good.
So you enter this cave, and
You're meditating. If you have meditation skills, you can roll that and add it to the D20 per hour.
Nice.
Me being human, is it totally dark in here?
yes, it's very dark. I'm not sure what. Let's see what you guys can see. Oop. Have a cart. Yeah, and what you can see is what you can see for vision. I think everybody's vision is current.
Cool.
You can see
You can see all the way to right.
everything. I think my vision might be too good right now.
Really? Let's see. Should have dynamic lighting on.
Oh, the dynamic lighting.
The dynamic. Yeah, it's on, but I can see like all the way down the tunnels and everything.
Yeah, I'm willing to bet the token.
Let me take a look. Huh. I have your vision set for something. Let me see. 5 and 3. Has sight. Should only be able to see 5 feet.
Is the map set to auto lit or fully lit or whatever?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that one gets me.
Boom.
There you go.
There we go.
Ooh, got him.
So Aragryn does have the infravision, so he can see. I believe that lets you see in dark, right? Let me go back to it.
Yes.
Yeah. Heat and cold, of course. More blues and greens, but definitely meant to be used in darkness more than anything.
I'm gonna whisper to them, I might need a torch. Nothing.
Perhaps you hold hands, yes? Just in case.
Well, what if we get in the fight?
This is true. Very well. They would
There we
see
go.
us anyway, yes?
Torch it up. I would say you have torches.
Maybe you go ahead of me. I light a torch back here.
Very good.
Azure kind of stepped up a ways. Is there this curve down here? Does it seem like go anywhere, or is it dead end right there?
That's where you came from.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, Azure could go ahead and start heading on up then.
Alright. Right about there, I want you to stop.
Cool. And this is as far as he can see, right?
Yes! Go ahead and... Let me see what your vision is. Oh, I think your vision's pretty good. Yes, it's very good. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's infravision.
So... Perception or traps?
I don't have traps, so I assume...
Perception it is.
Yeah. Hey.
Oh!
Oh, no.
Alright. You're still gonna get a chance at it. You're going to go 2 die steps down for your agility. Or your dexterity, I should say. So 2 die steps down from what your normal agility roll is, because it's completely caught you off guard.
Dex, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Not defense.
So, no, not defense. Go 2 die steps down.
Okay, that's D10. D6.
Ooh. Wait, that's your agility? Your agility is that low?
My dex?
Or your dexterity is that low?
15, which is a D10.
Oh,
right?
man.
Yeah.
Yikes!
Doesn't have
Alright,
super
well...
high dex, actually. It's one of those ones that I want to increase later on. His perceptions is far worse, so... He's only got, like,
So as you're
perception.
coming along this pathway...
Oh, no. Yeah, because it's a D10 at 15, so... Yeesh.
From your right, you hear something click. You maybe feel a bit shift on your foot, a bit of a shift on your foot. And from the right, you hear something click, and all of a sudden, this mechanism swings out. These spikes come off, and ooh, this is gonna probably hurt a bit.
It doesn't
wow.
go through his
Lucky.
scales.
Lucky man. So these swing out. They look razor sharp. Maybe they just hit the right spots, but this one spike hits you, and there's a scale maybe gets lopped off, but you don't feel any lingering pain. And
I imagine that last
there's
bit
this wall of spikes.
gets caught on the hide jacket and stuff, and yeah,
It nearly pierces through. It definitely pierces through some of your armor, but it doesn't break the skin quite. Knocks off a scale.
Ooh, yeah, and Azrid kind of shakes the clothing a bit loose away from the spikes.
There are many traps, it seems. Be careful, yes?
Are you
Aragryn,
okay?
like, looks up with the torch.
Yes, I am fine.
And Azrid will kind of move around it, and then move to head on, keeping a closer eye out. He'll actually, or I assume there's some pretty decent-sized pebbles and rocks and stuff, and he'll roll a few of the larger rocks down the way ahead of himself.
You hear there was quite a loud noise whenever that swung out. It's kind of this loud noise, and it reverberates through the cave system here.
He fully expects to have been noticed by now, so he takes a pretty
in the-
decent-sized rock when he does it.
In the very far distances, you hear echoes of voices, very guttural, getting closer. And there we will stop for now.
Dun, dun, dun.
Ba ba bum.
My. Cool.
All right.
Yay.
Got some stuff done.